The death of Nathaniel Julies has raised concerns on people living with disabilities. Now, South Africa has been accused by activists for failing to treat people with disabilities with dignity, often subjugating them to prejudice on a daily basis. But how are people living with disabilities viewed, and how can the government improve its treatment? What are their stories, their lived experiences? Joining us now is Doug Anderson, who is a disability activist. Doug, so good to have you with us this afternoon. Now, just your personal, I guess, experience as a person living with disabilities and your initial sentiments when you saw what unfolded in El Dorado Park regarding the shooting of Nathaniel Julies, who couldn't respond to police because he was disabled and who really wasn't understanding the dynamics of the situation that eventually led to his fatal killing.
Tragic and very unfortunate. I don't think the fact that someone doesn't understand a police officer should be grounds to fire a shot at them, to shoot them. So yeah, I was quite shocked when that story broke. Thank you for having me, by the way.
No, thank you for joining us. Now, Doug, you are a disability activist and you've been for a while, and you were also awarded the Order of Baobab by former President Zuma. Tell us about the work that you do within the disability space and raising awareness on issues of disability.
Well, ever since I got into the media space, I've always, I was behind the mic for many years. And at the time, I noticed that there weren't too many people with disabilities in the media. And yeah, so over the years, I've always tried to use every opportunity to highlight the plight of people with disabilities, to educate the public on disability, to promote awareness, etc. And the hashtag Me and My Scars is exactly that. It's to educate the public on that society can change its heart. Alicia Cara, in her song, says you don't have to change a thing, the world can change its heart. Because I've had a disability my entire life. I've been teased, I've been mocked, I've been spat at, I've been discriminated against, for having a disability. I've had 49 operations in 43 years, so I carry a lot of scars, physical scars, but obviously also emotional and psychological scars, and I know what it's like to be teased. And so I wanted to, it's the messaging I've been wanting to do for years now, and I just hadn't found the right way in how I wanted to communicate it. And fortunately I have a great circle of friends, and over a series of months got different pieces of advice, and here we are, and I've launched Me and My Scars. The whole point of the campaign is for people to speak up, speak out, to own, whether it's a physical scar, emotional scar, psychological scar. Scars mean that you won, that you have conquered, that you've survived. And I think it's important that society hears those stories. In my experience, those stories haven't been shared. People haven't been given an opportunity to share those stories. And the way that society sees beautiful needs to change.
And how did you, Doug, I mean, you say that you've had about 43 or so operations, and obviously each single operation will leave some sort of a mark on your body. How do you relate to your body when you see all of these various scars that are a mark of the journey that you have traveled?
Yeah, it's been a tough one, Tommy. I've had to kind of get over myself. I've been wanting to communicate this messaging for years now, but I've been reluctant. And a friend of mine said that I should use my journey, and then I realized that I would have to then lead by example and show my scars. And another good friend of mine said that there's strength in vulnerability, so that that I should do it. And I've got some great great stories to share with the world. And then my best mate is a photographer, so I got him to photograph all of my scars, and then I just didn't want to put them out there like that. So if you notice the images that I've been sharing, I've kind of put my own artistic flair to them to kind of make them beautiful, because that's the message that I want to communicate at the end of the day. Is you don't need to hide your scars. You don't need to be ashamed of your scars. Your scars are beautiful. You are beautiful, even though you are scarred. And so, you know, society needs to change the way that they think that just because you have a scar, because you have a blemish, or you don't fit into a traditional box, that you all of a sudden don't become beautiful, you know.
It really is, Doug, a lesson in compassion more than anything else from my standpoint. You know, those who are quote-unquote able-bodied, the fact that you yourself as a person who's living with a disability have to, as you say in your words, come to grips with your own self and come to grips with your own quote-unquote otherness in whatever way and whatever form that otherness may be. But tell us a bit about your disability, what exactly it is, and how it manifests itself.
I was born with a condition called spina bifida. And essentially what it is it's you get damage to the spinal cord when the child is born. And when I was born, the doctors in 1977 in a little town called Welkom, I became a celebrity overnight because doctors hadn't seen a baby with my condition. So doctors from far and wide came to visit. And they said I wouldn't live past 24 hours. After I had survived 24 hours, they said there's no ways I would make it to 48 hours. I made it to 48 hours. And then their next step was 7 days. And they didn't want to do surgery. They said that, you know, because I had a 2% chance of survival, it would be a terrible risk and wait. So at 7 days old, I had first of what is 49 now, I think, at last count, surgery. So yeah, pretty much most of my body has a physical scar in it. You know, my back, my hips, my legs, my abdomen, my head. You know, for those that know me, I've had neurosurgery 5 times. So yeah, you know, the images that I'm sharing as this campaign progresses, those are all my scars. And you know, I can't ask people to do something if I'm not prepared to do it myself.
And talk
and so
about
I'm saying to the world, you know, speak about your scars, show your scars, be proud of your scars. And for those that you know, want to look away or want to tease someone because they're a little different to you, stop it. You know, those scars, the emotional scars and the psychological scars, run deep and they hurt.
Well, thank you so much.
I didn't.
Thank you so much, Doug, just for sharing your personal story with us. And the fact that the campaign that you're doing, #MeAndMyScars, is not just limited to disability, but the fact that everybody has a scar that they carry on their body, whether it's from an operation or an accident, and each scar has a story to tell. And so, you know, looking forward to seeing more of your campaign on social media. That's Doug Anderson there, sharing his campaign as well as his story of living with a disability. #MeAndMyScars. Thank you very much, Doug, and also just for your sensitivity and opening up about the things that matter most to you.